I still remember the first time I saw Ada. It was the first week of school in JSS 2. She was the last to enter the class that morning. Everyone turned to look. Not because she was new, but because of her head. It was big. Not like normal big. It was round, like a melon, and it made her neck look thin. She walked like her head was pulling her forward. People started whispering right away. Someone giggled. Then say, the class clown, said out loud, abeg make una shift. Television day come. The class exploded with laughter. Ada didn't say anything. She just looked around, found an empty seat at the back, and sat down. She didn't even blink. I watched her from the second row. There was something strange about her, not just her head. Her face. She didn't frown. She didn't cry. She smiled. But that smile wasn't normal. It was small. Still. Almost like the kind of smile someone wears when they've seen too much. A quiet smile that doesn't move your eyes, just your lips. The teachers acted like she didn't exist. When we did group work, no one picked her. When it was break time, she stayed behind, drawing strange things in her notebook. Some people said she was cursed. Some said her father was a herbalist and she was born inside a shrine. I didn't believe all that, but I also didn't talk to her. I was scared. I won't lie. One day during English class, the teacher asked a question nobody could answer. Ada raised her hand slowly. Everyone turned. N. Big head won't talk. Say shouted. The teacher let her speak. Her answer shocked everyone. It was correct. She explained it better than even the textbook. We all stared. Even the teacher looked confused. But instead of praise, the room went cold. Everyone thought she used juju. That was the beginning. From that day, they made it their mission to break her. They threw chalk at her back. Poured sand in her locker. Called her names like cement block and water drum. But Ada never reacted. Never cried. She just kept that same smile. And honestly, it started to creep us out. The teachers acted like she didn't exist. When we did group work, no one picked her. When it was break time, she stayed behind, drawing strange things in her notebook. Some people said she was cursed. Some said her father was a herbalist and she was born inside a shrine. I didn't believe all that, but I also didn't talk to her. I was scared. I won't lie. One day during English class, the teacher asked a question nobody could answer. Ada raised her hand slowly. Everyone turned. N. Big head won't talk. Say shouted. The teacher let her speak. Her answer shocked everyone. It was correct. She explained it better than even the textbook. We all stared. Even the teacher looked confused. But instead of praise, the room went cold. Everyone thought she used juju. That was the beginning. From that day, they made it their mission to break her. They threw chalk at her back. Poured sand in her locker. Called her names like cement block and water drum. But Ada never reacted. Never cried. She just kept that same smile. And honestly, it started to creep us out. The day Ada got locked inside the pit toilet was the day everything changed. It was a Thursday. The heat was strong that day, and nobody was in the mood to learn. Say and the other boys had been planning something. I heard them whispering during break. We go try today, Say said. Make she no say this school no be for spirit people. After school, most of us stayed behind for lesson. But Ada didn't. She always left early to walk home. Say and two others, Nonso and Boyega, followed her. I don't know what they told her, but they dragged her toward the back of the school where the old pit toilet stood, the one we no longer used because the slab was cracked. I followed from a distance. Something didn't feel right. Then I saw them push her. She stumbled and hit the wall. They opened the toilet door and shoved her in. Say said, let's see if your big head can flush all the spirits inside there. They laughed and slammed the wooden door shut. Ada didn't scream. She didn't knock. She didn't say one word. After 2 minutes, the boys got bored and ran off, joking and high-fiving. I just stood there. My chest felt tight. I didn't say anything. I didn't open the door. I left too. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing her silence. Not screams, silence. It was worse. I told myself someone would find her. But deep inside, I knew nobody would go to that toilet. Everyone avoided it. Even the cleaners. The next day in school, Ada didn't come. When someone joked, maybe she vanished back to her shrine, everyone laughed, but not me. At break time, something pushed me. I went back to the pit toilet. I opened the door slowly. She was still there. Sitting in the dark. Her eyes were red. Her lips cracked. Her face swollen from heat. And she was still smiling. That same, small, still smile. After we found her, she was taken to the principal's office. Madam Funk asked her what happened, but Ada said nothing. She just stared at the floor with that same expression. Even when her mother was called, Ada didn't speak. Not one word. Her mother came into the school compound like thunder. Wrapped in Ankara, barefoot, breathing hard. She shouted at the teachers. What kind of useless school is this? You people left my child inside toilet like goat. But when she saw Ada, she froze. Ada, talk to me. It's me. Your mama. Nothing. Ada just blinked and looked away. Her mother cried and begged. Teachers stood around, silent. I stood outside the office and watched through the window. I had never felt so ashamed in my life. That evening, Ada was taken home. The next day, she didn't come to school. Nor the next. People started saying she had run mad. Some said she was seeing ghosts. One boy swore he saw her by the bush at 2 a.m. talking to a black dog. That's how rumors started. Someone said her grandfather was a native doctor. Another said she was born with 2 heads but one was hidden. Someone even said her big head was because spirits were using her as a radio. Nobody knew the truth. But everyone was afraid of her now. A week later, Ada returned to school. But something had changed. Her eyes didn't blink often. Her steps were slow. She still never spoke. The headmistress assigned her a corner desk. Alone. Nobody wanted to sit beside her. She still smiled sometimes, but now it wasn't just strange. It was terrifying. 2 chickens died at school the day Ada returned. It was market day, and one of the teachers had brought 2 fat chickens to sell in the staff room. They tied the legs with rope and placed them near the school generator. They were fine during morning assembly. By break time, they were dead. No wounds. No cuts. Just lying there, stiff like they'd seen something too scary to survive. Immediately, people started talking. Someone said they saw Ada walking past that corner. A junior boy said the chickens looked at her and died on the spot. Of course, teachers didn't believe it. But the way they carried the dead chickens with broomsticks, like they didn't want to touch them, said something else. Later that day, the boy who had locked Ada in the toilet, fainted in class. His nose started bleeding. He screamed before passing out. Her eyes are burning me. I sat in the front row. I turned back. Ada was watching him, still smiling. After fainted, things got worse. He didn't come back to school for 2 weeks. When he returned, he was quiet, too quiet. The same that used to crack jokes and bully everyone now just sat and stared out the window like a ghost. He didn't even laugh when the class laughed. One morning, he brought olive oil to school and started rubbing it on his forehead. When I asked why, he said, "I dey protect myself. Her eyes dey follow me enter dream." I didn't understand at first. But that night, I had a dream too. In the dream, I was standing alone in the middle of our school field. The sky was dark. I saw Ada sitting on a swing, in her back to me. I called her name, but she didn't answer. When I walked closer, she turned around. Her face had no eyes. Just smooth skin and that smile. I woke up sweating. The next day in class, Boyega, one of the other boys that locked her in the toilet, screamed during literature class. "She's under my chair," he shouted, shaking. There was nothing there. He was taken home too. Now everyone was scared. Even the ones who used to laugh. Some people stopped coming to school. Teachers started avoiding eye contact with Ada. One teacher even asked to be transferred. Her presence was too heavy. But Ada, she just kept sitting quietly, smiling, watching. And she still never spoke. It was the school inter-house sports week and everybody was in high spirits. Parents came, drums were beating, food vendors filled the air with the smell of puff-puff and jollof rice. Ada didn't participate in anything, but she was there. Sitting alone under the mango tree near the back fence. I passed by her with my plate of jollof and fried chicken. She looked at me and smiled. That same smile. I sat on the field and was about to eat when I noticed something strange. My food was cold. Not just warm cold, but refrigerator cold. The rice felt stiff. The stew looked like blood jelly. I looked around. Others were eating fine. I threw the food away. Later that day, one girl from Yellow House said her stew turned sour instantly after passing by Ada. Another boy claimed his Coke turned into hot water. I didn't know if these were lies or fear. But everyone was whispering now. Even the parents avoided her. A woman saw Ada sitting and quickly grabbed her son's hand. "Stay away from that girl," she snapped. The fear was spreading. That day, our principal made a speech. "Let's remember to treat all students with kindness. We are not to spread rumors or isolate anyone." But after the mic went off, I heard her say quietly to another teacher, "This girl should not be here." I think she meant to expel Ada. But it was too late. We all remember that night. It started with thunder. Loud. Non-stop. The kind that made even the grown-ups stay indoors. Then lightning struck near the school. 3 times. The next morning, the mango tree Ada always sat under had split in half. Burnt from inside. Nobody went near it. People started saying she had finally opened her spirit. One of the cleaners quit, saying he saw Ada walking behind him in the school compound at midnight, barefoot, even though she lived far away. And then, disappeared. His parents came to school in tears. He left the house and never came back. They said he had been having nightmares, talking in his sleep. "She's watching me," he'd mumble. We never saw him again. That same week, a prophet came to the school compound. He was invited by PTA members. He walked into Ada's classroom, holding a long cane. He looked at her, raised the cane, and dropped it. He started shaking. Fell on his knees. "This one no be child," he whispered. "This is spirit." Everyone ran. The headmistress didn't call another prophet after that. The school was quiet after that. Ada came less often. Some said she had started staying in the forest near the stream. I even heard she no longer ate food. She just sat and watched animals like a goddess. But one day, I saw her alone near the tap, filling a bottle with water. Something made me walk up to her. I don't know why. My heart was beating fast. I said, "Hi." She looked at me and spoke. Her voice was soft. "Come. Why do they fear me? I never did anything." I only smiled. I didn't know what to say. So I asked, "Why do you smile like that?" She paused. "Because if I don't smile, I'll cry." Then she walked away. That was the last time I saw her. Her family moved away shortly after. Some say she was taken to a prayer camp. Others say she became a seer in her village. I don't know. But I'll never forget that girl. The girl they mocked because of her head. And who scared an entire school with just a smile.